Hello everybody, my name is Ratnos, and welcome to my Great Vault video here on June 27th. This week I have another 13 character vault, although almost all my characters only did 1 to 3 keys, so only have one M plus spot. I did get a lot of raids done, but not on all my characters, so some characters are not going to be in a position to take a socket or a splintered Spark of Shadow Flame if they don't get lucky. But this character is one that did do, I think, a clear the raid. So I think we're going to be in good shape either way. Loot specs Fury, that's probably fine. I have a 447 shield. Don't really need to see another shield. Don't really need to see tank trinkets. Wouldn't really like to see weapons either, but ooh. A Beacon to the Beyond on Heroic. That's pretty exciting. There's also Tier Chest, but I already have that. There is a Cloak. I already have a Sarkareth Cloak, actually. A normal Sarkareth Cloak, which is on the hero track. I also kind of want to craft a Spore Cloak as well and use that for tanking instead of this Voice of the Silent Star, but there's also some 447 Bracers. This one's going to be a pretty easy Beacon to the Beyond, I think, though. Beacon is a really powerful trinket. Getting access to one of those is nice. Obviously, the 450 version from Mythic is ideal, but this character is unclear if it's ever going to do that. Right now, my trinket situation is a bit in shambles, so I can make a little replacement here, although that'll be annoying because it'll be double on use, but yeah, I can make it work. I can make that work for sure. Get that thing keybound, and yeah. All right, not a bad outcome. Not a bad outcome for Vault 1 here for the Warrior. That was one of my safe vaults as well because I could have taken a Spark or a Socket. I think the Socket's going to be something I'll choose over the Spark in almost all cases because you get the Sparks automatically anyways, right? So people talk about it like, oh, you can get a Spark every week using the vault, but you could still get a Spark every other week without using the vault. So you're still only buying half of a Spark with your 6 tokens if you don't want to take the Socket. I think the Socket's going to be better unless I'm like, obviously if I have full Sockets on all my stuff, but I think I'd rather take the Socket than half the Spark on almost all characters. All right, loot specs Windwalker on this character. Beacon to the Beyond Mythic. Dragonfire Bomb Dispenser Mythic. Dragonfire Bomb Dispenser Mythic. See, it's so easy. It's such an easy game sometimes. That's really nice because this character doesn't even kill Zaskarn. I kill Zaskarn on my DK, so let's get that Bomb Dispenser and get on out of here. And now we are very close to done with this character. A couple of crafted items can fill out the necklace, the cloak, and then we're looking for a ring replacement for Amulet when that comes out, but that can also be crafted. And then we're literally just looking for a Mythic Beacon, I think, and everything else is BIS. This will be upgradable once the Myth track comes out. Yeah, we are this thing's nearly done. It is 445.2, and that's with an Onyx Amulet equipped. So that is a pretty geared character. It is just the beacon that it needs. All right, good outcome there. I guess it's going to need to start collecting sockets as well, so I need to make sure that I keep earning enough vault slots. But that character is probably going to kill 7 mythic bosses at least for the foreseeable future, so I don't think the vault slots is going to be too much of a problem. Okay, up next is another tank character. So the way my characters work is my tanks are pretty good. My other characters are a little bit rattier. My tanks are kind of ready to raid. My other characters sometimes are in some M+ stuff or some random not as good specs that just seemed fun. Like my Shaman's Elemental right now, my Mage is Frost, and those are not necessarily what I'd be doing if I was planning to raid on them at all. Looks like we've got a little bit of a longer loading screen than usual here. Oh, there it goes. Hold on. My mouse cursor's moving a little bit slowly. Okay, now it's moving regular speed. Think we might be okay. Oh, I was zoomed in as well. Look, I fixed it. Okay, well, we're unzoomed in now. I was on the wrong scene for a second there, but it's all good. There we go. We're in. Okay, so this character's also pretty good. This is my main alt for raiding, so I actually have 1 mythic raid spot. And then we also have 1 M+ spot. I don't think we have enough to take a socket out of this. So we're hoping to see something good. Chances are actually pretty slim here. A 441 anvil or a 447 belt. I think I'm going to take this anvil. I don't know if it's any good. I guess I have reasonably good trinkets. That anvil is going to be on the myth track later, though. I guess we could investigate the anvil situation and see if Rhett ever uses it. That could be something to do. Hang on. Okay, let me fix the size of this as well while I'm at it. This is some professional streamer slash video maker. All right, there we go. Okay, World of Warcraft, Rhett Paladin, Retribution, gear. Or wait, I guess we want trinkets. Okay, Elementeum Pocket Anvil, most popular trinket for Rhett Pally. All right. I mean, the other option would be to take 2/3 of a socket. Problem with taking 2/3 of a socket, though, I'm just gonna take the trinket. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be upgradable, right? It's gonna be upgradable to 447. It's nice to get access to these sorts of things. I don't know. Ooh, a 20 Vortex Pinnacle. I wonder what other keys I've gotten so far. I've gotten an Altheris on my warrior. I haven't gotten a trinket on my monk because my monk didn't do a key. My monk only did 909 mythic. Okay, not a great outcome. I would have taken a socket over the anvil probably, because I have some reasonably good trinkets. But I guess honestly, even for prop pally, maybe the anvil is okay because it affects Blessed Hammer, which is some AOE as well. So it's most specs I think only get single target out of their anvil, or a lot of specs only do. I don't know. Interesting trinket. Okay, up next is my Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter, I think this is a 1 key character. So pretty important role here. We're looking for Bile-stained Krog Tusks. Or, I mean, it's pretty hard to find anything super good here. Chain of the Underking is not it, because I already have a 447 necklace. So we're going to take 2 tokens of merit. Do I already have any tokens? I don't. Okay, so this is, I mean, it was actually pretty hard to see an upgrade out of this vault. This character should have done some LFR or something so that I could have been able to take a socket. I guess a big ring would have been good, because these 2 are getting nerfed soon, and I'll need to eventually solve the ring problem, but whatever. Now that I've taken 2 tokens of merit, I only have to get 2 slots in my vault in future weeks, and I get a socket, right? So I'm sort of putting a down payment on my future vaults, and if I want to keep doing all this stuff on all my rats, obviously that time's got to come from somewhere, so... I mean, I could have done more keys last week, but I was also playing TFT, I did a bunch of heroic raids. I could have done more... Like, I did a lot of 2 or 3 keys on some characters. Would have been better if I'd done more 1s and 4s for vault efficiency. I'm going to try and be better about that this coming week. I did a bunch of my characters did 2 or 3 keys, and that's obviously not good for, min-maxing the vault. You want a bunch of characters that have hit exact breakpoints of the amount of keys to make a vault. The thing is that the way the crest fragments work, like, if you're sitting 1 fragment off of an upgrade, you just want to go do that key so you can make your crafted piece, which few of my characters have been reaching that breakpoint. It depends. You try and time your keys. That's a big deal. Most of my keys have been timed this last week, though. Only a few of them have ended up being depletes, so I've started to get a much better income of these aspects fragments, and got a bunch more of these 447s going, rather than kind of... whenever you deplete and you only have those 5 fragments, really nasty. Okay, DK, I think, is in a similar situation here. One slot in the vault. Ooh, and it's going to be a ring with leech and a socket. Well, that's kind of hard to argue with. That's a pretty good outcome. For now, that's going to replace my unsocketed unleeched ring, and then later down the road, that can come back in over this Onyx Amulet. But Haste Mastery Leech sounds like best possible outcome to me. Mastery is an interesting stat for Blood DK. But it's pretty good in M+ this season. Like, I'm haste versed, gemmed, and enchanted and stuff right now, but that's kind of inertia. Not so much. Like, I think if I was pushing keys, I'd probably be going a little bit more mastery heavy anyways, so. And then Leech. Speed, I guess, would probably be the tertiary I would choose on this character. Yeah, you can see I'm enchanted for speed on my stuff, because just mobility is a really nice thing for DK, but Leech is good too, even though you have a bunch of self-healing, like... Leech is also more of that. That's it's not bad. So good outcome there, especially given that we only had 1 slot in that vault, so we were at the mercy of otherwise taking a fraction of a socket. Okay, this is my last character that I think is in that precarious position of 1 M+ spot in the vault. Because I did a bunch of heroics last week, but I did a bunch of heroics on my characters that still need Worm's Crests, which all of my tanks I think have graduated beyond needing Worm's Crests now. They are only needing Aspect's Crest, so I haven't been bringing them to Heroic or anything. I think all of my characters are also on or approaching 4-piece, or with the Catalyst this week will be making 4-piece. So here's my Druid. And the Druid is opening the vault in... I don't want to open in Resto. Let's open in Feral. I guess I don't really necessarily... Maybe I want an int weapon. Hang on. Let's open in Balance, and then maybe we can see a cool Boomy trinket, because I know some of those trinkets are pretty good for Boomy. Okay, it's a Sky Shard Ring, which is... it's crit haste. It's not the most insane set of stats, especially for Bear, but I'm going to take this ring because I do need to find a replacement for my Onyx Amulet at some point, and I don't want to take 1/3 of a socket, even though I already have 1/3 of a socket on this character. I'd still rather just take that ring. That's an eye level upgrade. At the very least, it means now I can upgrade other rings to 447 as well, or to 441/447 even. At some point soon, I might start doing 17s instead of 20s for my weeklies as well. Even though 20s are definitely doable, 17s are kind of faster and also a lot less likely to end up accidentally being depleted, which did still happen to a few of my keys last week, so... with the Myth Track coming out, 17s are going to be a pretty nice outcome because you get the 441s out of your vault, but they upgrade up to 447 starting in 10.1.5. We're not sure. We think it's probably going to be retroactive as well, but that's not been 100% confirmed. I hope that's coming out soon, some confirmation on it working that way, but my guess is that it will. So you could probably even be doing 17s as of right now, but I've still been doing 20s. All right, here's my Hunter. My Hunter's had a big glow up since last week. I've crafted a weapon and some Shadow Flame embellishments. I've got 4-piece now as well. I've got 2 Mythic, 1 Heroic from the AOTC token, and then 1 Catalyzed LFR 4-piece. So, situation is still a little dismal here. Even though I've crafted a weapon, I'd love to just see a weapon out of the vault here in this spot. Ooh, we got the helmet. I mean, 447 tier helmet is good. What do we got in these other spots? We've got LFR to Heroic on the gloves. There's a Verse Crit Ring. Those stats are not bad. And there's a Cloak that is Crit Haste. Oh, I'd love to take all these items. Every single one of these would be an upgrade. I think I'm obligated to... The biggest one by far is going to be this helmet. This also sets me up in a position where now maybe I can upgrade out of my tier chest at some point, which is the Mastery Heavy one. Although I do still need to find high level gloves first before that becomes feasible, and then I need to find a replacement chest, so still a little bit away from being able to make that trade, but this is pretty good. This character kind of coming together now. I need to get a upgrade in my necklace as well, but actually I can get a Spark soon. I can go get a Spark from the weekly this week, and then make myself a 424 necklace, and then we're almost all over eye level 400. Just missing the Drogbar Rocks, which is not a bad trinket. This item is not even that bad, so... Yeah, this character's getting pretty good now. Getting pretty strong. Not very ratty at all. This is another character with 4-piece. In fact, yeah, all of my characters have 4-piece except for I think my Shaman and my Rogue don't have it, but will with the Catalyst, so... With the Catalyst this week. So this is pretty good. This is, especially because a lot of these characters were started like 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago. The gearing situation's been very good. The thing that's helped me the most, I think, has been just doing random Heroic run. Like, Heroic runs have been really good for the combination of how easy they are, like how possible it is to just bring a rat to a Heroic and get through it easily, and then how much reward they give has just been really favorable. Okay, so here's my Warlock. My Warlock did a 20 and also did a Heroic run. So what we're looking for is... Heroic Neltharion Trinket, that would be really good. A main hand or a staff. I mean, I will upgrade my Primal Molten Spellblade after I'm going to upgrade the Primal Molten Spellblade after I can. After I can get one more Aspect's Crest. But I'd love to not have to do that and be able to put my other Sparks or my other Crest somewhere else. Okay. We didn't see the item. Tier Heroic Pants, that's not an upgrade. Offhand, that's not an upgrade. Offhand, that's also not an upgrade. So we're left with a upgrade here. Crit Mastery. I mean, it's not got haste on it. I think you want your jewelry to have haste as all of the Warlock specs, but gonna take this one, this Red Sky Pendant, and be reasonably happy with that. I guess I need to go and craft a new main stat gem, which is kind of annoying, but that's a price worth paying. Let me equip this pendant now so that I don't forget later. And then, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy the sockets now, but I'm not gonna fill them. And that way I'll remember that I need to actually go and craft. So whenever you're buying these, you buy two of the 2 stars and 1 of the 3 stars is usually the cheapest way to do that. Oh, hey, I got a leech flowstone as well. I won the roll for one of those in heroic, I guess, that got mailed to me. So that's cool. Bonus vault on this character. Nice little leech heroic flowstone. Not an especially good trinket, but my trinket situation was not good. I was using a normal flowstone, so now I need to find a way to upgrade my leech rage feather, which was a good trinket last season. No longer an especially good trinket. Need to go find something better than that. All right. Up next is my mage. My mage is my most recent character, but it's actually not even that bad anymore. It has 4-piece. It's I've been playing it as Frost recently, and mostly I'm just kind of getting gear and waiting for the new update to come out, because the new update to mage looks really fun. I don't really enjoy like Rune of Power as a playstyle, especially on Frost Mage. But so I can't wait for that to go away. We're gonna see what we get out of this vault. There are some big upgrades we could see. Offhand, two-hander, ring, good trinket, necklace, helmet. Those are the main things I guess we're looking for here. All right, what do we got here? There's a good ring, a Mastery Verse ring. I mean, it's high level. It's not necessarily good stats. There's a Mastery Verse necklace, but that's hero instead of 447. There's bracers. That's a pretty small upgrade. That's not something we'd really be considering here. And then there's a crit haste ring. So I'm going to take the Mastery Verse ring because that's item levels. I'm not sure. I mean, it's only 6 eye levels better than the crit haste ring. So maybe Mastery Verse is not what I'm supposed to take here, but I'm going to take it anyways. I want the item level. I think Verse is not even that, or Verse and Mastery are not even that bad for Frost, although I'm not sure. But I'm just taking the eye level on these alts. I'm not looking that hard into it. I suspect with Ring, there's a good chance that the 441 may have been a little bit better there, but whatever. I can just craft rings later if I need to make upgrades there. All right, so no, still, this character's trinket situation is still a little cursed. I guess I'm going to get a new Shadow Flame craft soon, and that's going to be probably a necklace or maybe an offhand. But yeah. All right, this character's not bad, 424 with 4-piece. Up next is my Shaman, which I believe is on 3-piece. So I believe is catalyzing into 4-piece this week. We'll see, though. Maybe I already have 4-piece. Let me investigate. Once this silly little blue bar finishes filling up here. It's not moving. It's not moving at all. Do you know the server's in trouble? There's been some... Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, yeah. Wait, it doesn't look like it was full on your end? It looked like it was full on my end. That was weird. Okay, I just got 4-piece. I just got 4-piece. Look where I am. This character had just purchased 4-piece. Which I guess I probably shouldn't have done if I was about to log off for the character for the week and then open my vault. But I think it's probably fine. Let's investigate. Yeah, my tier situation is 3 pieces of heroic tier and 1 piece of mythic tier, so I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because my gloves are these Horizon Striders garments, the embellishment 2 set. So this character's gear is actually quite good. I'd like to find a better trinket than Time Breaching Talon. I'd like to find a ring. I guess ring is probably the biggest thing to source out of here. Boots would also be good, or bracers, but I can craft any of those slots. I guess ring would come with a socket, so I'd kind of rather craft my ring and get something else out of here. So there's some boots that are hero track. There's also 3 eye levels on the chest piece as an option. There's also shoulders, which we would never take because we have tier shoulders at high item level or higher item level. Unfortunately, there's 447 tier gloves, which would be nice except for the fact that I've gone with the Horizon Striders embellishments. So I'm gonna go with the 431 boots instead, And I actually think that means I'm going to need a bunch of Worm's Crest on this character. What's my Worm's Crest situation? Oh, I got 100? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm still going to need more. I think this character still is going to need one more heroic this week to just get enough Worm's Crest to upgrade all my junk. But the character's also coming together now. 427 with 4-piece, so 427, 4-piece, some good embellishments, a nice main hand. I've got a bunch of gear that can be upgraded as well. Let's see what my Aiding the Accord is this week. Ooh, it's Sniff and Seeking. That's a good one. Whenever you get Aiding the Accord, Zascara Vaults, or 5 World Quests, or Dragonbane Keep, that quest's not getting finished. But Sniff and Seeking, I can do that. I can do that. All right, here's my Priest. My Priest actually did 4 keys last week. So this character's going to have the most options of any of my characters in the vault, because I've just been playing a lot of Shadow Priest. It's been fun. It's been enjoyable. I think they just nerfed it. They nerfed the AoE of this spec with the hotfix this week, or maybe that's coming in 10.1.5. We can investigate, actually. We can look in the talent tree. Where's Psychic Link? Yeah, 25%. Okay, so they did just nerf this. They did just nerf this spec, but this character is actually quite good now. 431, but it does a bunch of damage. It still probably will post nerf as well. I'll report back. I'll report back next week. Let you guys know how it feels or how it felt. 444 Voice of the Silent Star. That will be upgradable to 447 later, eventually, as well. There's a 447 Cloak. There's Neurax's Spiked Tongue. There's the another trinket here as well, the Vessel of Searing Shadow, that upgrades to 441. Well, this is interesting. So, the Sarkareth Cloak is good, but it doesn't have stamina on it. I already have a 447 Cloak, although my Cloak has Verse and Mastery. This has Crit and Haste. That's probably better. I think I'm not going to take the Sarkareth Cloak out of this one. This could be a sim situation, though. So if you have the Simcraft add-on, you can do /simc and then get yourself the little string there and copy it. And if you ever kind of want to just get an idea of how much damage different options do, you can run a quick Top Gear sim on raid bots for yourself. So pop that open. You can see all the different gear your character has, and you could just do a real quick... I guess this is not an option we would ever take. But real quick, we could just see how the different trinkets are going to do. And I guess I want to see the upgrade level as well. So I want to see them upgraded to max. Item upgrade currency. I'll just max out all these things. And yeah, there we go. And yeah, okay. It should be working now. It should be ready. Not going to change any enchants or stuff. That's probably fine. Okay, and then we do a quick sim here. I have Raidbot's Epic Edition or whatever, so I get fast sims. So let's see what we get out of the sim. All right, the sim has completed. And it's saying Neurax's Spiked Tongue is going to be the biggest DPS increase. Although it looks like it's simming against the 428 Vessel of Searing Shadow? Huh. It's not actually upgrading it. It's not upgrading the Vault version, it looks like. So my guess is that if this was actually 441, it would be out-simming the Spiked Tongue. But the problem for me is I'm not actually sure that I will be able to easily upgrade this for on the cheap. Whereas the Spiked Tongue, I definitely would be able to. And then I guess we can see the Voice of the Silent Star is only 801 DPS. This will eventually be upgradable further, right? You can eventually upgrade the Voice of the Silent Star to 447 when the patch comes out, probably. But I'm definitely not taking the stamina loss for that. So I'm taking one of the trinkets. But the problem with taking, like, okay, I've got 2 Worm's Crests. My Neltharian's Call to Suffering needs Worm's Crests. I guess nothing else needs Worm's Crests, but I maybe don't ever have to go into Heroic again. Like, if I take this Vessel of Searing Shadow, I have to go into Heroic to get the stuff to upgrade it. I'm just going to take the Spiked Tongue. This thing can't be much worse, and it's also going to mean I don't have to upgrade and do another Heroic run on this character. So this character's now done with Heroics. I've earned the Epic Achievement. That's really big. For me, I'm 434 now, and Yeah, I've got 2 more Worm's Crests that can bring this Neltharian's Call up. I'm actually not going to upgrade this Neltharian's Call right away. I'm going to wait until I get another 431 Trinket of any kind, and then I'll be able to upgrade this just using the 2 Worm's Crests all the way up to 437. My Trinkets will be done. My rings, I guess, need some Worm's Crest to upgrade, so maybe this was foolish. Maybe I should have known I was going to have to do a Heroic anyways, but, you know, if I do a Heroic, I can just roll Need on a Vessel of Searing Shadow and get one out of it that way, so... I guess I also need to find a Bracer upgrade at some point, but... I don't know, the rings can definitely be crafted, the Bracer could maybe be crafted, so... it's gonna be fine. Surely the Spiked Tongue can't have been that bad of a choice. Alright, up next is my Rogue. My Rogue is actually sitting on 2-piece right now, but with the Catalyst charge, it now is going to be able to have 4-piece. So, this is my last character actually to gain 4-piece, despite the fact that I've been playing it for quite a bit longer, and I've done quite a bit more on it than several of my other characters. It's just been the least lucky with tier. Luckily, Rogue tier is kind of bad anyway, so it doesn't matter as much, but would still really like to get access to 4-piece. I've been playing pretty much exclusively Outlaw on this character. I have 447 Bile-Stained Krog Tusks, which is pretty exciting, so that's something, of course, you can only use if you're Outlaw. I think I didn't do Heroic on this character last week, because I knew I was just getting the Catalyst coming to save me this week anyways. I can catalyze Pants and Helmet. So I think we've just got 1 M+ slot. Yeah, Assassination loot spec's fine, because I don't really want to see another non-dagger weapon. Alright, so Haste verse Bracers. Haste is not a good stat for me, but maybe I can catalyze this long-term into something better, because of course you can always catalyze... You can catalyze off pieces, and sometimes get some nice upgrades that way, so let's actually go visit the... Let's go visit the Catalyst machine. Would have really liked to see a Harlan's Loaded Dice or something, a good trinket, so that I could just play... this character would also be pretty much done at that point. I do need to upgrade my Amulet at some point, but that can be a long-term... I've got a few weeks before I need to do that. I can craft my way out of that problem as well. Otherwise, though, this character's pretty much done. I'm going to catalyze into 4-piece, even though these things are only 428. I'm sure I'll be able to upgrade them eventually anyways. If I get higher eye level in those slots, I'll be able to just upgrade these ones anyways. So we can upgrade. I've got 2 Catalyst charges, so that's 4-piece. I'm going to do the Helmet because... Oh, I guess that's haste heavy, so maybe that was stupid. But whatever. And there's Crit Mastery or Crit Verse. So let's see what this turns into. A Mastery Crit. And what does this turn into? Verse Mastery. Yeah, I guess I want Crit and Verse on this character. I don't want Mastery or Haste very much, I think. So this one has a lot of Verse, and this one has a lot of Mastery, so I think I want to... Well, I guess this one already has a lot of Mastery, so I should probably just keep it. Yeah, because this keeps the stats the same, whereas my chest would downgrade the stats. So yeah, maybe I should have done chest. Maybe I should have not done the Helmet, though. But either way, that's probably not a big deal either way. That's 4 out of 5 tier. And, oh, can we see what this would turn into? Turn into Mastery, Haste, Speed, Bracers. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, then that would be the 447s would as well. All right. So I'm not actually sure if this is going to be better than the Hyena's Hidebinders at 441, but it probably is. Probably is. It's probably worth it to get the extra agi to turn that verse into... or to turn that crit into haste. That's probably worthwhile. Not 100% sure, though. That can be another thing that I can sim. Let's just see real quick. Okay. All right. Enough stalling. Let's go to the last character of this week's Great Vault Extravaganza. We have got my Evoker coming up next. My Evoker did Heroic Sarkareth only, trying to get that legendary. Did not do any other Heroic bosses, and did a couple of keys, but not 4. So I think I'm sitting at just 1 keystone spot on this character. The good news is this character does have a Spoils of Neltharis now. I did get one of those out of an Neltharis that I ran. My other trinket is still a Shadow Gem from last season. So I'd love to see something like an Iridius Fragment, maybe. I think that's good if I play Augmentation. I don't think there's really good stat stick trinkets for int from dungeons, like there is like loaded dice for agi users. So I guess I would probably want an Ominous Chromatic Essence to join my Spoils of Neltharis, but that would require me going into the raid. I guess necklace then is probably what I'm most looking forward to. A necklace or maybe a ring. Although I can craft ring and that'll come with the sockets, so I'd rather do that than crafting necklace. All right, there's a Mammoth Trainer's Drape. So my options are to take a fraction of a socket, or I could take this drape, and then if I ever want to take off my Spore Cloak, I could do that. But here's a secret. I never want to take off my Spore Cloak. That item is broken. Look at the death log over here from the last dungeon I did. I died once when we full wiped to a boss. Oh wait, no, this is a different dungeon. But still, I died twice in this dungeon, and there were 11 deaths. My character's also quite undergeared there for that dungeon compared to everybody else. So I don't know. Spore Cloak's broken. I did it. There was an Eltzlair with like 18 deaths that I did, and I was one of them. And it was when we full wiped to a boss. This item is just busted. It's so good. So I'm not taking that thing off. So there's a fraction of a socket for this character now, which means at some point in the future weeks, hopefully I can make sure I do enough content to actually get the full socket. Few of the vaults this week were a little bit suspicious, but I did do a lot of full clears of Heroic that I probably am not going to do as many of in the future weeks. I'll probably try and do some more keys and actually get the 4 slots in more characters for the keys. The socket situation definitely is... I definitely need to start making sure I can take sockets on all my characters, because... Or not on all my characters, but on more of my characters than just like 2 or 3 of them, so... Anyways, that's my Great Vault video for this week. Some pretty good upgrades came out of here. I guess the biggest one was that beacon on my warrior, and the bomb dispenser on my monk, so we started out really strong here, didn't we? But things continued pretty well. All my characters now have 4-piece as well, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool patch, I would say, for gearing. And then pretty soon I'm going to be done needing Worm's Crest. I have a few more characters that need like 1 more Heroic, and then I'm out of the desire or the need to get any Worm's Crests. And this week's Spark, this week gives us our 5th Spark, I think, which is going to be really big as well for a lot of my characters. I do need to farm a bunch of Aspect Crests, so maybe this week I'm going to be spamming some 17s and getting... I mean, basically you can just get fully bisque geared out of 17s. It's crazy. Just spam a few of those and, you know, character's done. So, anyways, that's been my video for this week. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.